Hi, this is Danica, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to add a LearnDash course progress bar and how to show LearnDash course status in the custom grid that we have worked on last week. Do note there's an existing shortcodes available in LearnDash docs, so in this video, we're going to take advantage of that one. Now, if you have any question regarding this and the last video, please comment that down below. And I'll do my best to answer that question. Also, please click the subscribe and bell icon so that I keep you posted whenever I have videos like this. And yep, thanks for your support and let's get started. Okay, so last time we have built this custom grid for LearnDash course, and the first thing that I'd like to share is how you could add a progress bar for this grid. So in the LearnDash shortcode blocks documentation, they do have this LearnDash course progress available as a shortcode. And as you can see, there's two options. So one for showing the user ID progress. Another one is for showing the specific progress for that course. So let's use this shortcode and go to our grid now. So the first thing that we need to do is to edit the listing. So click that one. And then next is once your listing template is open, we can then get started on adding that shortcode. So in here, let me just move myself on the other side. We're gonna copy this one. I'm gonna try the course ID first. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the shortcode. And then maybe I'm gonna put that in here. I'm gonna paste. Well, first is, let me just zoom in. So you can see here that we have a field. It's asking for a shortcode, but we're gonna pull first the course ID and then wrap that with this shortcode. So if you are using the Elementor Pro, then you have this dynamic tags as your option. So in here, we're gonna grab the post ID, and then once we have that post ID, then we're gonna wrap this with a shortcode. So the way this will work is, let me just grab an editor in here. So in here, we have LearnDash course progress and then course ID. Now we just grab the post ID, which will replace that part. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna copy this first part and then put that in the before. You need to include this quote from here. You need to copy that, and then at the end we're also gonna copy this, so quote and then closing, and we're gonna put that after. And as you can see, after using that shortcode, this thing here, or this course progress bar from LearnDash, started showing up. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna hit apply and then update. I'm not gonna change the text for now because I want to try another one later, but let's just go here. By the way, this browser with the black color on it, this is me log in as my test member account. So if I refresh, I could now see the progress bar. So if you need to show a progress bar for your custom grid, you could use this shortcode. Now let's try if I could do some customization in here. So let's go back to here, and as you can see, there's no option on in terms of styling, but for sure we could do this via CSS. But maybe before I do that, I'm gonna try the dynamic field from JetEngine because they also have that. And first, I'm gonna grab the post term user object, this one, the source, and then I'm gonna grab the post ID, and then I'm gonna try to replicate what I did in the shortcode. This is from Elementor, this widget, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this, or else maybe it's easier for you to see. I'm just gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna go back to my JetEngine's dynamic field, and I grabbed the post ID. So as you can see, it's hard to tell, but the color, let's just change that to white, but it's now grabbing the post ID. Now to customize this, we need to change this one. We need to turn on this too. And the first is filter fields output. We're gonna change this to do a shortcode. And then as you can see, there is %s, and that's basically the one that's holding that 67 value, which is the coming from the post ID that we call in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste the LearnDash shortcode, and then in here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to do %s, and as you can see, we now have exactly the same result from the one shortcode from Elementor and dynamic field from JetEngine. But the difference between the two is with JetEngine, I could customize the font color, as you can see, without doing any custom CSS code. So I think in this case, I'm gonna stick with the JetEngine's dynamic field, and I'm gonna remove this shortcode from Elementor. So now that I have the dynamic field selected, if you want, you could also name it in the navigator properly. So name it progress bar. And then in here, I'm going to try to just customize the text. So maybe I'm going to do uppercase, and I'm also going to try if I could put some padding. So maybe 10. Nope, that's too much. And I'm just gonna turn that off. Maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the line height. See if that affects it. Nope, it doesn't. So you could play around and see what works and what doesn't. And then maybe you could also change the font size. I'm gonna keep that very small for now, but you could do like a 16px, that one. And then you could even add some icons if you want to. You could do all of that sort of stuff in here. Now let's just go back here and see if there's more things that we could add. So far, that's the only option that they have for us. So let's just do an update. And then on the members view, we could now read the things properly in here. Now, as you can see, if there's no progress, this is how it looks. Let's try to see if we could turn that off. Refresh. Okay, so it's not hiding even if I check this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to field content width to full width, and then save. Okay, that fixed it. And then if you want, you could also do a background. Like a transparent thing so that it's more visible. 15, 6, refresh, and we now have that in here. So that's how you could add a progress bar for your course grid. So another data that we could add in this grid is we could add some course status. And if you go to this document from LearnDash, they have the not started, in progress, and course complete. Right now, I'm gonna try to do the not started, but the process should be exactly like the same for the other status of course in progress and complete. But I want to show you how you could like customize that part. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do or to use an icon list. but instead of starting from scratch, I have this existing already. So I'm just gonna duplicate that. But do note that this is an icon list from Elementor. And in here, I'm gonna do maybe like progress or loading. I'm gonna look for something that indicates progress in here. Hold on. Maybe just a simple arrow will work for now. And in here, I'm gonna do, instead of this one, I'm going to do post ID, and then I'm gonna wrap this with the shortcode that we copied. So it says to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say not started, and I'm gonna copy from here before, and then I'm gonna cut that and do this after. Let's see if that works. Not sure. So I think the listing does not work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try this in a different way. I'm gonna do a template, and I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna create a new one because with this one I could like do not started status. And then I'm gonna paste that list that I have, but this time I'm just gonna do a normal one, so it says not started. Now you can't see it, but if I put some background in here, you can see that the not started is in there. Now I'm gonna try to remove as much spacing as I could because this is gonna be called later. And then I'm gonna go back to my dashboard and save template, and I'm just gonna copy this shortcode. So do confirm that the shortcode like directly in here does not work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this. So after copying this save template section that we did, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna delete this one, and then I'm gonna grab dynamic field, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm gonna turn on these two things in here. Again, replace it with post ID, replace this course ID with %s, and then in this text I'm gonna call the template that we just did. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna say I actually don't let me just check. Do shortcode, do I need to do that? Okay, so what's gonna do is it says show this. If this is true, then show this. That's how it works. Let's just test this before we go further. So as you can see, not started is only showing up if I haven't started the course, which is true for this too. I haven't started that one, unlike this course 1 and 4 where I have the course progress bar going on. By the way, to fix this alignment, you could do, I'm gonna open that, I'm gonna edit this archive, and I'm gonna try to equal the height. So it has here equal column height, Save. Now if I refresh, we now have equal height in here. We could play on the position more, but that's an example of how you could equal the height. So we now have the knot started, and we are again using this save template that we did. So I'm going to show you how this exactly works. Now, to make this easy, I'm going to put some background in here. Maybe something black so that I could see it properly. And then I'm gonna do width, I'm gonna do inline. And then padding, I'm gonna add some padding more on the left and right. And then border, I'm gonna do, maybe I should do 4. And as you can see, we now have the knot started following what we have styled in here. Now I think in this one, I need to, let me just check. So to fix that arrow not or icon not aligning to the text, I need to go to the typography from the dynamic field and set the line height to 0. So let's just save that, see if it's aligned now. So it does affect the styling from here, the default one, to here, because again we're trying to combine the two, so we need to clear something from our listing if you see something weird looking at. So let's try to add more. Seems like the padding was not enough. Maybe this one should be 8. It looks more in here, but it's kind of strange because on my live view it's not really that much, but you could adjust it the way this way. So I now have the not started status, and again you could do exactly the same with the in progress one. So we could go to, let's just exit our dashboard, save template. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to add a new one, section, and then in here I'm going to do complete status. I'm just going to copy what I have in the not started so that it's faster. This one I'm going to say completed, and then I'm going to do a check, and then I'm going to try to use background color of something green, something like that. Publish, and let's go back to the dashboard, copy the shortcode, and then go back to our listing. I'm gonna refresh this so it makes more sense in terms of design because we changed that one, right? So the not started, I'm gonna duplicate that dynamic field, and then in here I'm gonna replace this with the new shortcode, and also I'm gonna replace the not started with in progress. And let's just check. I think I have some typo. So let me just check. Oh, yep. Well, it says completed, but it should have been just in progress. Let me just do a quick edit here. In my mind, I was thinking about the complete status. So this one, in progress. So maybe somewhere like here, that one. Maybe orange shooting. Because it doesn't make sense. I haven't completed the course yet. Okay, so that was a mistake and we did fix it. So that's how you add a progress or an indicator in your course, this custom course grid. And of course, we also added the progress bar. Actually, there's more that you could do in here. We could even customize when should a specific button shows up. I know that's already happening in the LearnDash grid, but JetEngine has some capability to recognize when, example, a course is visited or something like that. We could create more complex rule in here. So we could do more like custom experience for your members. And these are just an example. Now, of course, the layout here is very simple. It still looks like a grid, but imagine if you need a very specific layout where image is somewhere here and maybe some text in here and then your progress bar is somewhere, which I could discuss more on that in the future videos. But this way of creating your custom grid is possible with Elementor and JetEngine, and of course with LearnDash. You just need to know what shortcode that you need to use, and if you really need to pull a data from the database, you could do that with JetEngine. So I hope this video helps. Again, if you have any question, please let me know, comment it down below, and I'll try my best to include that in my next videos. And yep, again, thanks for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.